The Sunday Massacre. February 22nd, 2026. While the world was watching the headlines, a silent war in the mountains of Tapalpa, Jalisco, just reached its bloody climax. For over a decade, Nemisio Oseguera Cervantes, better known as ELMENCHO, was a ghost. A man with a $15 million bounty who never stayed in the same bed twice. But on this Sunday, the ghost was cornered. In a joint operation between Mexican Special Forces and U.S. intelligence, the leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel was finally found, not through a wiretap, but by following a romantic partner to a luxury cabin. By the time the sun set, 25 National Guard members were dead. Cities across 22 states were burning, and the most dangerous man in the world was in a body bag. From the Cop to Kingpin. To understand the chaos of 2026, you have to understand the man. Mencho wasn't just a criminal, he was a former police officer. He knew the tactics of the state because he used to wear the uniform. In 2011, he took a small splinter group and turned it into the CJNG, a new generation that valued one thing above all: absolute militarization. In 2015, he did the unthinkable. His men used a rocket launcher to shoot down an army helicopter. That was his message to the world. I am not just a drug dealer, I am a sovereign power. Under his rule, the CJNG became a global franchise, flooding the US with fentanyl and using weaponized drones to execute their rivals. The Fentanyl War. By 2025, the pressure reached a breaking point, with the US officially labeling the CJNG a terrorist organization. The rules of engagement changed. Mencho was aging, suffering from chronic kidney disease and needing constant dialysis. His world was shrinking. He was a lion in a cage, surrounded by enemies on all sides, the Sinaloa cartel to the north, and the full weight of the U.S. military intelligence machine to the south. The arsenal, Narco Terrorism 2.0. But Mencho didn't just build a gang, he built a shadow military. By 2024, the CJNG had formalized its own drone operator units. These aren't hobbyists with cameras, we're talking about industrial-grade drones carrying potato bombs and chemical payloads. In October 2025, they did the unthinkable, flying an explosive drone directly into a high-security government compound in Tijuana. It was a clear message: nowhere is safe. They are the Amazon of the underworld. While the old cartels fought for street corners, Mencho fought for ports. From the Manzanillo port in Mexico to the docks of Rotterdam, the CJNG controlled the flow of precursor chemicals from China. They became the primary architects of the fentanyl crisis, a drug so potent that a suitcase-size shipment can supply an entire U.S. state. This was no longer just a drug war, it was a global logistics empire backed by heavy artillery. The 48 hours of fire. The moment the news of his death broke, Mexico exploded. Over 250 blockades paralyzed the country. In Puerto Vallarta, tourists watched from beach resorts as black smoke filled the sky. This wasn't just grief, it was a demonstration of power. Even with Mencho gone, his new generation wanted to show that the machine still works. The Mexican government calls it a landmark victory. Washington calls it the end of an era. But for the people of Jalisco, the nightmare is just beginning. The succession, the civil war begins. With the king dead, the question isn't if the cartel will fight, but who will strike first. Meet the candidates for the crown. First, Arias Flores Silva, alias El Jardinero. He was Mencho's most trusted strategist, the man responsible for the cartel's massive expansion into the Pacific coast. He has the money and the connections. Then there's El R, the leader of the cartel's elite hit squads.
He represents the young, ultra-violent wing of the CJNG. While El Jardinero wants to run the business, El R wants to burn the competition. With Mencho's son, El Menchito, rotting in a U.S. prison, there is no clear heir to stop these two from turning the streets of Guadalajara into a graveyard.